JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, man charged for murder in East Kingston. Just a week after the murder of 42-year-old Greg Boyden along Michael Manley Boulevard in Kingston, the Kingston East Police are reporting that the main suspect has been charged. Charged is 28-year-old Prince Levy, a customer service agent of Stanbury Grove, Steigerville in St. Catherine. Reports from the Elliston Road Criminal Investigation Branch are that about 9:50 a.m. on January 5, Levy and the deceased were involved in a dispute. A struggle ensued and Levy allegedly used a stone to hit Boyden in the head. Levy reportedly fled in a motor vehicle, and Boyden was subsequently taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Levy was later arrested and charged. His court date is being finalized. Youth Foundation donates tablets to needy students in St. Anne. The Hindstown Youth Empowerment Foundation in St. Anne has donated 30 tablets to needy students living in the community to assist with online learning. The tablets, valued at US $5,000, were handed over to the students at a recent ceremony held at Hindstown Anglican Church. The beneficiaries attend Ocherest High, Marcus Garvey High, Epworth Primary, Ocherest Primary, Parrytown Primary, Beechertown Primary, and Hindstown Basic Schools in St. Anne, and Iona and St. Mary High in St. Mary. President of the foundation, Lapen Hay, who resides in the United States, said the organization is thrilled to be able to provide the devices to help ease the burden being faced by some parents during the COVID-19 pandemic. She noted that the donation is part of a bigger drive to advance the development of the youth in Hindstown and the neighboring communities. We believe the children are the future, and if we sit down and watch our youth struggle academically, financially, and mentally, then we'll definitely see failure. That's not what we want for Hindstown. So the mission of the foundation is to advance the development of our youth through lifelong learning initiatives by providing training, equipment, and educational support, and creating an environment that facilitates creativity and empowerment to help them thrive academically and mentally, he said. For his part, local Vice President Orville Gordon said he observed firsthand the challenges students face connecting to online classes due to a lack of devices and was moved with compassion. He said that through international sponsors and funding from board members, the charitable organization was able to purchase the tablets. The Hindstown Youth Empowerment Foundation is a charitable organization which has members locally and in the United States and Canada. It is aimed at uplifting and empowering youth in marginalized communities. I was crushed, PM heartbroken by the murder of 4-year-old Trelawney girl. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has said he has been left heartbroken by the murder of 4-year-old Chloe Brown. Little Chloe was shot dead at her home in Freeman's Hall, Trelawney, on Monday night during a domestic dispute that involved her father and others. Her father was shot and injured. As a father, I was crushed by the news of the death of this innocent child, said Holness in a statement Tuesday. She went to bed in a place where she was supposed to be most protected, and devastatingly, that is where she lost her life, he said. The Prime Minister said the death of the child must be strongly condemned. At the same time, he has urged Jamaicans to use mediation and dispute resolution platforms to handle disagreements without resorting to violence and force. The Prime Minister said Chloe's death could have been avoided as the parties sought to resolve their grievance through the appropriate channels. According to Holness, the level of violence in Jamaica is alarmingly high and is stunting the growth and development of the country. Violence is literally robbing us of a peaceful and prosperous existence, said the Prime Minister. Jamaican man charged with smuggling cocaine into the U.S. A Jamaican man faces the possibility of up to 40 years in prison in the United States and a massive fine after being charged with smuggling a kilogram of cocaine in coffee bags and picture frames. Perez Omar Gibbs, 37, appeared before U.S. Magistrate Judge Kathy Waldor by video conference this week on one count of importation of a controlled substance and was remanded without bail. According to documents filed in the case and the statements made in court, Gibbs arrived at the Newark Liberty International Airport in New Jersey aboard a flight from Montego Bay, Jamaica, on January 9. Law enforcement officers discovered that Gibbs possessed about 1 kilogram of cocaine concealed inside 2 bags of coffee and 4 picture frames, said the U.S. Attorney's Office of the District of New Jersey. It said the count with which Gibbs is charged carries a mandatory minimum penalty of 5 years in prison, a potential maximum penalty of 40 years in prison, and a U.S. $5 million fine. Chang says JCF working to disrupt gangs. Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, says the disruption of gangs and the targeting of gang resources is a top priority for the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF. The minister's comments follows yesterday's guns and ammunition find at the Montego Bay Freeport Wharf in St. James. 19 firearms, including 6 high-powered rifles and 13 pistols, as well as 472 rounds of ammunition, were seized in the intelligence-driven operation. Dr. Chang said the seizure is evident of the increased efficiency of the police. The disruption of gangs and the targeting of gang resources, funding, and firearms is a top priority of the JCF, the minister said. While the government continues to provide strategic investment and the legislative support to facilitate the work of the police, it is the relentless commitment of these officers to degrading criminal gangs and interrupting their activities, thereby ensuring a safer, more secure Jamaica, that I wish to commend, he added. According to the ministry, in the first 11 days of the new year, the police have seized 39 illegal guns across the island. To date, the top 3 divisions in terms of firearm recoveries are St. James, 21, St. Catherine North, 7, and St. Andrew South, 3. In 2020, the ministry said a total of 626 illegal guns were recovered, with the majority recovered in St. James. The increased firearm seizures in St. James in 2020 was a result of the heightened trust and confidence of the residents in the police, which leads to more accurate and actionable intelligence. This speaks to the increased community support for the work of the police, Dr. Chang said. Dr. Chang said that the government will continue to pursue its strategic investment in the JCF throughout the year and beyond in order to further strengthen police capacity and quick response times to effectively deal with gangs while improving public order and public safety. Returning resident freed after court upheld no-case submission. Returning resident, 48-year-old Carl Williams, was yesterday freed in the Yallows Parish Court after the judge upheld a no-case submission made by his attorneys Peter Champagne QC and Richard Lynch. Williams was charged for a 2018 incident in which he allegedly grabbed the then 16-year-old complainant by his neck, hit him all over his body, and slammed his head on the bonnet of his SUV, following rumors that the teenager had broken into his house. The defense revealed that during cross-examination of the investigating officer, he admitted that there was no evidence to suggest that the complainant was beaten. The attorneys urged during the no-case submission that the elements of the offense were not proven and that the evidence of the witness had several contradictions. 92 new cases of COVID-19, 2 deaths. Jamaica has recorded 92 new cases of COVID-19 and 2 deaths over the last 24 hours, the Ministry of Health and Wellness has reported. This brings the total number of cases to 13,852 and the country's death toll to 317. A 69-year-old woman from Hanover and a 71-year-old man from St. James are the latest deaths. The death of the 71-year-old was previously under investigation. The ministry said the new cases consist of 43 males and 49 females with ages ranging from 2 to 82 years. The newly confirmed cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew, 28, St. James, 17, St. Catherine, 10, St. Thomas, 10, Clarendon, 8, Manchester, 6, St. Anne, 6, St. Elizabeth, 2, Trelawney 2, Portland 1, St. Mary 1, and Westmoreland 1. The transmission of all the new cases is under investigation. The country also recorded 42 recoveries, bringing the total to 11,568. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.